Hey guys. All right. So we got another siteless. This is going to be number one, and we'll be doing that one right there. Number one. Pretty easy. If you want to look more into it, buy the book. Support it. So let's get into it. First, here we are in Rhino, and we're really just dealing with a simple extrusion, and we just got to set up all the curves for it. So let's get into the top view, and let's do a square. It's asking me to set the origin. I would just type in 0, 0, 0, 0, comma 0, comma 0, and you see that locks it right in there. And then I will find a place for this. You know what? Let me turn on the grid snap that's down here, bottom. And so now I can snap and make it square. Let's do right there. And so it's really just a simple square extrusion that has that's broken up and then remerged. So we're just going to add in the those break lines with the polyline. I'll turn off the grid snap, and I'm just going to eyeball this. So I'll start from the top. Let me put my near snap on, and now it snaps on that curve. See, and it pops up with near. So I'm just going to be eyeballing this. I'm going to start with the top left or top right corner. And so we got, something down here that looks like it's going straight down somewhere right there, somewhere, and it does look like the same distance. So yeah, I'll do that, and then see how that hit with a perpendicular right there. I need my coffee. All right, I'm just gonna right click to get back into a new polyline, and I'll start with that same edge, and looks like I'll be going down this way and right here, and this I'll do at a slight angle. Right click again to end it, and then looks like let's see here. Got something right there. Something like that. And let's start on the top left, and we'll meet in the middle, somewhere around there. Something like that. And this middle part, boom, right there. See, we're going here, and yes, I do want to go off this tangent right here. Oh, there we go. And how far do I want to go? Looks like these tangents are actually meeting, so I'll do that, and then I'll trim. I'm just typing trim. I'm selecting the object that I want to cut with, right click, and then I'll cut what I want to, or click what I want to cut off. And I'll do the same for the other side. This is what I'm using to trim, and I'll trim that off. And now I gotta go back to the polyline. Boop, boop, boop. And now I'll start off that, and we gotta make that one. Yeah. Looks like we're actually doing the same thing here, so I'll go off that. Oh. Now do something. Actually, I think that is gone. Let's stay true to the drawing, and I'll use this. Notice I clicked this first, and then I, typed trim to initiate the trim command. That means that this is already selected for that trimming, what we're trimming with. So if I just click this, half of it's already done. So I think that's all of the lines that we want. But you see how they're, how I drew them, they're not exactly how we're going to be using them. And actually all these lines are going to be used twice. So I'm just going to select everything except for that, the outline, and I'm just going to type explode. This, you'll see, separates them all. And I'll join the ones that are tangent with each other or coincidence. I'll just right click to get that going again. So now we've got these lines right here. And they're all separate. Yes. Now here's the thing, so if I want to use this, this thing, I need these lines, all these lines need to be duplicated once. So I will deselect the outside, and everything's selected in here, and I'll just do copy and paste. So now when I try to select one, there's two curves here right on top of each other. So now I'm just gonna go in here and select each one. Oh, look at that. I'll select one and I'll type hide, and that hid that curve. So now when I select this, there's only one here. So now I'll select this, trim this out, and now if I type show, this one comes back in. Notice if I select here, only one is being selected, but if I go over here, there's going to be two. See, there's this one, and then there's that one. So I want to select that one, this one, this one, that one, and that one. And I'll type join. And now we have that one. I'm just going to hide this and continue on to the next one. I'll just go clockwise around. And so it looks like we got another trim there. In fact, this is we join this one, so I can just explode this again. Select that one. Oh, you know what? Yeah. This we don't need to hide that, because that'll be for this guy right here. So one, join, hide. I'll do this one. Looks like we got this right here. Explode that one. Select that small one. Join, hide. And this should make it easier. Deselect that. Join, hide. Join, hide. Oh, you know what? Yeah, because this is 1, 2, 3, so this is actually going to be duplicated 3 times in total. So we just got to copy and paste again, and now we'll trim it. Just one of these curves, and we'll select that shorter one. Join, hide. Now here's the last one. It's easy to lose yourself, so when I'm doing this, it'll select all of them, even the duplicate ones. So in case I made over duplications, I am actually just going to select these one by one, because if you noticed, join, hide, and I'll show everything. If you noticed, it pops up. If I click to select, it'll pop up with this menu on which one I want to select. If I just do this, it'll select everything. So that's how that goes. And so now I need to duplicate this to get that outside edge. Let's count how many pieces we'll be using this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 6. So we'll you know what? I'll duplicate it, copy and paste it as we go. So I'll copy and paste, and then I'll hide the original. And so yep, I'll do this, and I'll do a trim. Join it, and then show, copy and paste. Oh. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna copy and paste. Yes, and then hide, and then trim. And you know what? As I'm doing this, I'm gonna start putting these on a separate layer as they're completed. So I'm going to select this, go over to layer 1. Right now we're on default. Everything is on the default layer over here. I'm going to, make sure that's selected. I'll go over here. It doesn't have to be highlighted. I can just right click on the layer I want it and go change object to layer. So that just moves this object that I have selected over to this, and you'll see if I deselect it, this color will match with this, so it kind of auto colors it. So I'll just hide that. This little light bulb thing is to show and hide. So I'll make sure that layers are all hidden. So I'll select that, select this right here, join, and then go over here and change object layer. Notice when I do that, it disappears because this is hidden. I'll go to show to show that outline again, copy and paste, hide, trim, boom. Select that, join, oh, and move it on over. Show, oh, copy and paste, hide, trim, select that, join, then move it on over. Show, copy and paste, hide, trim, join, and move it on over. Alright, last one. Don't need to copy and paste it because it's the last one. Trim. Let's make sure we don't get duplicates. Join. And this should already be completed. Boom. And now if we show all of these again, there we go. Copy time. Let's check our reference. So these have them all kind of moved around and oriented and then remerged. So let's do the all of that while we still have the line work, and then we will extrude everything all together. Keep this a little bit closer to me. So let's start. Let's say this one will be the one that doesn't move, and we'll just rotate everything else, right? So for the sake of simplicity, I will change that over. I will hide the purple. Actually, no, I'll keep the purple. But see, it's still selectable. And I'll hit this little lock button right here. That means even, you know, I can't select it, I can't do anything, it's locked down. I can't edit it. And that's what that means. So I'll go back here. This check mark means this is the active layer. You can still edit things that are not on the active layer, but any new geometry being made will automatically go to the layer that's checkmarked. So let's start. Let's start with this one, and so you can see, you know, we can rotate it right here, and you know, we can move it and stuff like that, and that's perfectly fine. But let's relocate the gumball to something a little more obligatory. Let's go like right here, and then we can rotate that like that, like so, and we can do the same. Let's do right there. Actually, we'll move that a little bit. We do want to make sure that they are still sticking to each other. In fact, you know, this isn't really serving us anymore. So we will reset the gumball just like that. And now we can rotate with a little more grace again. seems like it's a right spot. And see this, I don't want that, so I want to make sure that's all covered. That looks good. Honestly, I think it's rotated a little bit too much. So we'll make sure there's an intersection here, intersection there. And I'll just rotate this in its natural spot. Looks like it's hitting right there. Actually, this looks like it's rotated a lot more. We got an intersection right there for sure. Obviously, guys, this isn't perfect, but that's okay. Alright, we'll do the same here. Looks like it's rotated a little bit and it's more moved than anything. There we go. Actually, we'll move that. There we go. So I want just an intersection right there and an intersection down here. Perfect. That looks good. And this guy down here. Yeah, that's okay. There we go. That looks good. Alright. When we got two intersections, that looks like it's doing it quite well already. This one's fairly separated from the middle part, and then this guy comes back in. Alright, and this guy, I actually don't see these two connecting at all, nor do I see these two connecting at all. I just see an intersection right there. Alright, I think that's pretty good. Now, what do we do with all these intersections? Well, we'll just trim everything. So, let's do a backup just in case. Close that, I'll lock it, I'll select, let's make sure that's unlocked. I'll select everything, copy, paste, and then move everything that's selected down to that backup that's locked and hidden away. So now we'll just do the same thing that we were doing before, is the trimming. So trim, select that first, hit the trim, and we're already okay. I'll trim those, and now I can select this and this. We can select multiples, and I'll hit the trim again. For me, it's just right click to access the last operation that was used, and I'll just trim these away. And I will just repeat for every other little piece. Zoom in here. Nothing else down there. Okay. Alright, that looks look pretty good. And I'll select everything and I'll hit join. And notice, you know, this middle piece was purple, right? Everything else was red. But our layer that we're working on is red, so this all should be red. Oh, except for that piece that's just standalone, because we hit the join. Alright, so if we select all of this, let's go into our perspective. Double click there, double click there. And I can, you know, hit the extrude command, definitely, extrude, curve, and I can definitely go through there. You notice it's all red because we are in the red layer, and I can definitely do that way. Let's hit shaded. There we go. So we can definitely do it that way. For sure. And that's pretty much it. It's, you know, a little more extreme. Not exactly that that we see in the drawing, but you know, all these cut lines we were kind of eyeballing anyways. So this was very simple shape to make, but you still learn the basics. And so that's it for today. That's number 1, the mosaic slab. And thanks for watching.